What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Mario Superstar Baseball Basics. Today, I'm going to be walking you through one of the most notorious hitters in Mario Superstar Baseball, Petey Piranha. This character is known for having an incredible batting stat, able to rip home runs like almost no other character can, as well as being the best catcher in the game. So, without further ado, let's take a look at some of Petey's stats. So down below here, you can see on the sidebar, Petey's stats are all right there. He has a speed of 10, which is the lowest speed in the game, a throwing arm of 100, which is the strongest arm in the game, so he's got polar opposites there. His slap power is 60, his charge power is 95, which is tied with Bowser for highest in the game. He's got a pull high trajectory, so if you remember, the pull trajectory means he gets a multiplier when pulling the ball. And he has the ability Body Check, which allows him to knock out fielders while he's rounding the bases. And his star hit is the Pop Fly, giving him access to the Falcon Pop. So already, Petey looks like a very, very well-rounded character, and that's because he sort of is. He has a lot of really big strengths, and we're going to start talking about those today. We're going to get into his batting. Alright, so here we are in the free batting and base running menu, and I'm going to show you a couple different options that you have for Petey. We're going to start with the default setting, which is left-handed Petey Piranha. Petey Piranha is the kind of character that you want to pull the ball with due to his pull trajectory. If you end up hitting the ball to opposite field like that, it will often be caught against a real player. They would have been able to sprint to get that, but the CPU is not going to do that. So you're going to want to hit the ball to the same side of the field that Petey is standing on, which is in my case, right field like this, and you can see that ball is an absolute monster. That's not going to be wall jump, that can't be caught, and that ball is absolutely gone. So that's what you want to be doing with Petey. You want to be pulling the ball to right field if you have lefty Petey Piranha. Unfortunate foul ball there. But he's an absolutely crazy home run threat when he's at the plate. Being tied with Bowser for the highest charge stat really shows that Petey has the potential to be one of the best home run hitters in the game, and I got a little lag there, but I was able to get the home run out anyway. But you can see that Petey Piranha really is just such a strong batter when it comes to hitting home runs. However, he does have another tool in his arsenal as well. You can use his slap hit to hit hits that land similarly to DK's. Now, if you remember my video on DK, you'll know that Donkey Kong is one of the best slap hits in the game, and Petey Piranha has a very similar one right there. It usually will land right in front of the left fielder there, and it will fly right over the shortstop's head or the third baseman's head, and that is a very consistent hit. So Petey Piranha gives you the option to go for either a charge hit or a slap hit, which is very, very valuable as a character. However, there is a third option that Petey Piranha has. However, it requires you to swap to right-handed Petey Piranha. And you may notice that I said earlier, Petey Piranha has the Pop Fly Star hit, and that is exactly what your option is. The Falcon Pop is something that Petey Piranha has. Look at that. That is an excellent hit. And that's going to land for a single probably every time against any fielder. Now, you do have to swap Petey to right-handed for this, so that means that you have to be charge swinging with right-handed Petey, and the left field wall is a little further than the right field wall, so it might be a little harder for you to hit home runs. And you can see I'm going to struggle here because I don't play Petey this way, but he can still do it very, very consistently. It's just that the ones that would just barely get out, which are fairly rare with Petey, they're not going to get out for right-handed Petey. But you can see very easy for Petey to still hit home runs, so it may be worth switching Petey to righty. So you could do something like that, and then you also have the option to go for a slap hit still, which will still land in front of the fielder. It's just going to be on the, well, that was horrible. It's going to be on the right side instead of the left side. You still have to make good contact, or you are going to pop it up like that. So Petey will always have that option to go for a slap hit. You know, that's not a great hit, but he is able to kind of pop it over the fielders as he would as a lefty. When he's a righty, it's not going to change anything. However, this does also open the opportunity for you to go with the Falcon Pop for Petey. Look at that. That's a beautiful hit. It does open up the opportunity for you to use the star hit, go for the Falcon Pop, and maybe land a more reliable single than you might be comfortable doing with his slap hit. Obviously, this isn't going to burn a star, but look at that hit. No one is catching that. That is a great hit, and it actually counteracts the play you want to do to pitch around Petey's home run, because you may notice when you're batting with Petey, if you get jammed with him, you're going to pop it up like that, and that's not very good. But if you were to use your Falcon Pop on a hit like that, oh no, not again. Come on, man. If you were to use your Falcon Pop on something like that, you're not going to get jammed up. So it is interesting seeing that you have multiple options going with Petey with the righty that you might not have if you're going with the lefty. But you can see that it can be a little harder to use the slap hit. That's probably just me not being comfortable with it. but it is something to consider that using righty Petey Piranha might be the best option for you. Alright, so now moving on to fielding with Petey Piranha, I'm going to show you why Petey Piranha is one of the best fielders in the game, and it's not for a reason that you might expect. If you look at Petey here, you'll see that he's got one exceedingly large feature, which is his head. And you'd think, oh, Petey with the massive head probably makes a lot of plays. Look at this, he's even bigger than DK. But unfortunately, that's not the case because Petey Piranha's head doesn't actually have a hitbox for a majority of it. So he actually misses a lot of balls that you think he might catch. But Petey has some incredible prowess in the field, and that is because of his ability to be the best catcher in the game. Now, Petey Piranha's catching abilities are unrivaled because of his 100 power arm. He is the only character in the game boasting 100 power, and you can see that this is no chemistry, and that's just how fast the ball travels. It is insanely fast, and it is very strong for a catcher because he's able to throw out batters that no one else would be able to get. The next fastest arm in the game is Pianta, who has an 80 power arm. So if you put Petey Piranha as your catcher, you're able to catch runners on perfect steals, which many other catchers are not able to do. When you have Boo as a pitcher, it's basically the only other way to catch perfect steals because Boo has a very fast delivery. But if you're pitching with Diddy Kong or Dixie Kong, something like that, with a slow delivery and a slow pitch, Petey Piranha is almost a must-have if you want to catch people stealing because his power and his arm really makes up for the lack of speed in the pitching. Now, there are some runners that are generally uncatchable with perfect steals, namely Toadette and Yoshi having 9 speed. However, with the battery of Boo and Petey, you're able to catch perfect steals on those 9-speed characters occasionally, and it is honestly something that no other character is going to do for you. So, Petey Piranha as a catcher, one of the strongest fielders in the entire game. He's basically unrivaled by anyone, which is why he's so good, because there are some characters that there are other characters that play similar positions to them. You know, Birdo and DK and Wario and Pianta, they all play the middle infield, so you have multiple options. But Petey is the only character who really shines at catcher. So he's very unique there, and is a very strong option to have as your catcher. There is another option you can go for Petey. It's a little less optimal, but it is a little fun to do. You can throw Petey at your first base, so that you have chemistry with Birdo at second base, chemistry with Donkey Kong, who is your shortstop, and chemistry with King Boo, who is your third baseman. So having all your chemistry links from your infield going to first base is pretty cool. But unfortunately, Petey is pretty short, and his jump isn't very good. So it can be a little bit of a risky maneuver, because you may miss some plays that go right over Petey's head here that maybe, you know, Waluigi, Magikarp, stuff like that, they're going to make. So this is a risky play, but it is fun having chemistry from all of your fielders to your first baseman. I think it's a little silly, but really you should be putting Petey at catcher. There's no reason you shouldn't be. One small downside of Petey in the field is that he does have anti-chemistry with Pianta, who has laser. So you may trigger the laser anti-chem to home with Petey as your catcher, which isn't great, but it's not a good enough reason to take Petey off of catcher for you. So definitely want to be playing Petey at catcher. It's a really strong position for him. He's unrivaled by any other characters, but that's about the extent of his fielding utility. Okay, and the final portion of today's video is the chemistry table here for Petey Piranha. And as you can see, Petey does not have a lot of friends, but the friends that he has are very strong ones. So, if you take a look at the top here, King Boo, Birdo, and DK chemistry is so good. First of all, KB, one of the best third basemen. That's chemistry going home with KB. Birdo, a strong second and shortstop. That's chemistry going home. Donkey Kong, one of, if not the best shortstops in the game with laser. That's chemistry going home, boosting on top of his laser. It's absolutely incredible having these chemistry partners. As I showed you before, these are 3 characters that you're not often going to get all of 4 of these characters in your infield, but having all 3 on your bases with Petey at first base is pretty fun to have that chemistry. It's not very good, but Petey's still very strong at the plate because of these chemistry links, or behind home plate rather, as the catcher, but also at the plate because these are very strong batters. And you know, Birdo as your captain, maybe she puts up a double with an egg or a single, and you get Petey up with chemistry. Donkey Kong's good at hitting singles, so it's really strong having these 3 chemistry partners. Plus, DK and Birdo are very common captains in the game, so he does give you a good boost to team stars as well. Now, since PD is not a captain character, we don't really have to worry about the next 3 tiers between 89 and 20, and good for him because he has an abundance of characters in the 20 to 49 tier. It's honestly impressive how many bad chemistry links he has, or how many weak chemistry links he has. But what's important is looking at this 19 or less field tier, we've got a few characters that you're going to see pretty often. Peach you can kind of throw out because you're not going to see her very much, and Daisy and Noki are kind of picks that you'll see every now and then. But Pianta is the big one here. Pianta is going to see pretty much every single game. He's going to be playing the infield in every single game that he's on PD's team at least. Sometimes you may see Pianta at catcher if you don't have PD. But with PD, having Pianta anti-chemistry, this is probably the most common anti-chem link to see in the entire game because PD will always be playing catcher, and Pianta will always be playing shortstop or second base. So his laser throw home is going to trigger anti, I think it's 20% of the time. So there are cases where you may throw the ball behind PD, and this could be a bad thing, but it's not the end of the world. You definitely still want to be playing these 2 characters. It shouldn't deter you from doing that, but it is something to look out for. And the Noki one as well, since some people like to play Noki at second or first base. It's not ideal, but it is something you could do with Noki, so it's something to consider. Also, if somebody gets you into a pickle with Pianta covering third base and PD at catcher, the ball could potentially be thrown past Pianta and all the way down the third base line to the wall. So that's definitely not something you want happening. So be wary of that. Maybe run someone back if that's your pairing for the run down there. But yeah, PD's chemistry link's very strong. Looking at that top tier again, KB, Birdo, and Donkey Kong, that's extremely powerful. And then his weak links, having 4 of them, not great. Pianta and Noki being 2 of them is not great either, but at least it's not characters, like Bowser, stuff like that. You're going to see as captains a lot, that you're going to see with Laser. So, really just Pianta's the one to stand out there. But that's about it for PD's chemistry. And honestly, that's all I have to say about PD. This character's very strong. Maybe try him out as a righty if you're struggling with him as a lefty. His Falcon Pop's another option. His Slap Hit's a solid option, so it's definitely something to consider. I appreciate you guys for watching. The content has been, it's coming out pretty frequently, and you guys seem to be liking it, and the support has been amazing, so thank you so much. I actually just opened up memberships for my channel, so if you look down below, you could hit the join button, and you can subscribe to my channel for either the $5, $10, or $25 tier. That support would be absolutely amazing. You get some special emotes in chat, as well as some other special unique features that you can read up on in those descriptions. You can play some net play with me. I could do some review of your gameplay, stuff like that, so a lot of fun stuff in the membership tier, so I would really appreciate if you consider joining that. I will be live streaming later today as well as Friday of this week, so if you're watching this when it came out, look out for those streams. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll catch you with another Baseball Basics soon. Have a wonderful day, everybody.